Don't forget my face, your memory leaves me hypnotized. Falsely coded words of fancy, blessed are your eyes. Trapped within your necromancy, you won't let me die. Powerful fall for lies. What you thought you were winning has become nothing, dust and flies. I will pay my price with your soul, your long-lived life of theft and vice. Taken, not so softly given, extracted from your incandescent life. It's too late for you. It's too late for us. It's too late for you. Just give up the prize. It's too late for you. It's too late for trust. It's too late for you. You thought you had me dead I can't be forced to be your day bridge. I can't be made to keep you on the rise. I will not light these lamps that you gave me. You will have to be your own sacrifice. If you don't follow all the words that I am saying, I won't begrudge what you don't realize. Nothing can save you from my power. I have lived so many different lives. It's too late for you. It's too late for us. It's too late for you. Just give up the prize. It's too late for you. It's too late for trust. It's too late for you. You thought you had me dead
Hey everybody, welcome back. Smith Stack Pack-A-Day Habit coming at you live on your Tuesday from the studio. I'm your host Adam, and today we are going to be cracking some packs as usual. But also I did get some of the final cards I was waiting for to finish building my Rottenmouth Viper Sack deck. It's a work in progress. We'll take a look at that after we open the first pack and see what's up with that. You guys can make your comments, tell me I'm a horrible deck builder, whatever you want. It's gonna be good times. So yeah, nice to see you guys. Good to see you back here, Resborg. Thanks for subscribing and being a part of the Smith Stack family that's going on here. Great building this community with all you guys. I see Maz in the chat. We got Snoop, we got Lord of the Decks. Man, we're rocking it tonight already. Thanks and thanks and thanks for being here, you guys. So yeah, I am on call. So if you hear a really nasty, like heartbreak and heart attack inducing phone ring, that's just me being called out to do a job. Is my voice low? I think you were having this problem last time. It shouldn't be. I haven't changed any of the settings. And I see it seems to be coming through just fine. What say you, Snoop and Lord of the Decks? Majorly low, hey? Well, that's odd. Like I say, I haven't changed anything about the setup. And in my headphones, it's fine. On the... Oh, you know what? It might be... It might just be that the music is really high. I mean, it's coming through real clear on OBS, so... I mean, I don't want to crank it too high. Give it a boost. Well, is that any better? I'm trying for you guys. Not the music, eh? Well... Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, well, I boosted the mic and I turned the music down a little bit, so hopefully that fixes things. Otherwise, I haven't actually changed anything about the setup. Oh, well, then we'd just get a big echo if I did that. Yeah, that's how that works. Have you ever called into a radio station and still have the radio on while you're talking to them live on air? Have you ever done that? Man, it is not a pretty sight. You were wrong? What do you mean? It could just be the positioning of the mic. No, it's coming through, though. I don't know. Maybe there's some kind of an issue with YouTube today. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to continue on. And, yeah, we'll keep going. I did bump it up. I don't want to blast, like, it could just be your guys' equipment, too. Because it's coming through loud and clear. You know, the streaming software is showing that it's loud. So, let's just go for it. All right, so we're going to do some pack cracking first. So, I was thinking that today we start you off by going back in time to Core 2021. Because why not, right? Why not? Let's see if we can pull anything good from the past. So how you guys doing anyway? You having a good Tuesday? You doing all right? You having fun? What's the haps? All right, we got everything in order here. So starting you off with a Onaki Ogre. Yeah, Onaki Ogre. Oh, I see. Hang on one second. Just missing one light there. All right, Onaki Ogre. Oh, sorry to hear that. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, sorry to hear that. Yeah, sciatica is not a fun thing to deal with. Hope you're feeling better after the shot. Blood Glutton. You got lifelink there on a 4/3 for 5. That's not... I don't know. I don't know about that. That's okay. Wait, what kind of... Oh, it's a vampire. I thought I was was reading something that wasn't on the page. Track down. Well, I wish you luck in the search for the nerve. So we got track down. You could track down that nerve that's giving you the pain in the butt, literally, in the back. I know it's like, I got problems too. I got back problems. Used to go to the chiropractor. At one point had 7 subluxations in my spine. Fear of the bitten. So yeah, that's actually all right there. +2/+2, and attacks each combat if able. Yeah, no doubt. So Prismite. Add 1 mana of any color. So mana dork. Oh. Hear my mic crackling there, you guys. Maybe there is an issue with the gear. I'm gonna have to get my mic checked out, I think. Prismite. Yeah, this is alright. I mean, you pay 2 to get 1 mana of any color. I don't know. There's better cards. So, Pitchburn Devils. When it dies, it deals 3 damage to any target. Alright, well, it's kind of pricey for a 3/3, but you get that guaranteed 3 damage on death. I hope I get that Grim Tutor. Legion's Judgment. Yeah, this is a decent card. For 3, you get to destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. Yeah, that's nice. I mean, you could be in dire straits and then you pull this, and it's like, oh, phew. Whew. Get rid of that big demon. Wishcoin Crab. Yeah, I don't know. That's okay. That's not great. Yeah, I think so. The starter collection has a lot of like guaranteed commander staples, as it were. Gale Swooper. So I actually have a bunch of those because I did get one of those myself, and I don't really play much commander, so I can kind of root through there and see. But you can, if you go online there, Resborg, you can see every card that's already in that. It's not actually like pack cracking. It's like, you know what you're getting with that set. So go take a look at the list of the cards that are on there. You'll see there's like a bunch of good stuff on there, like Swift Boots, Command Tower, like all that kind of stuff. Gale Swooper. Gale? Were you swooping, Gale? Gale's been swooping again, you guys. Somebody call Gale, tell her she needs to stop swooping. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, it gives flying to something else as well, I guess. So, Epitaph Golem. Golem. The precious. It's not that kind of golem, I guess. You put target card from your graveyard onto the bottom of your library. Okay. I suppose if you want to put something in there and then tutor for it, it's a long way to get something out of your graveyard. Why don't you just use a card that gets stuff out of your graveyard for you instead? I don't know. Gourmand. Yeah, okay. Gourmand. You know, you gotta get with the times, right? 5/5 for 6. Demon. Okay. You gotta sack a creature. What? It costs 6, and you have to sack it. But I guess the trample's kind of worth it. And you do sack other. Yeah. In a large game, you get a lot of value out of this, I guess. But if you're just a one-on-one, you really want to make sure there's something nasty like on your opponent's board before you do this. Use it at the right time. You could gain a major advantage. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Avon Gagglemaster. Look at this bird warrior. What a goose. What a silly goose. He's a silly ghost, you guys. Look at the silly ghost up there. He's such a silly ghost. Look at that. Avon Gagglemaster. A gaggle. Flying, okay. You gain 2 life for each creature you control with flying. That's only one instance of life gain, though. It could be big. Burb Tribal, yeah, it would be pretty good, right? It's crazy. It's a 4/3 for 5, though. I don't know. It's pretty good. I feel like the lower cost ones are just better, right? What is that one? It's not Shrike Force, it's the other one. The Duo, right? Liliana's Standard Bearer. Not bad at all. Zombie Knight. He's a 3/1 for 3 with Flash, so you flash him out there. When Liliana's Standard Bearer enters the battlefield, draw X cards, where X is the number of creatures that died under your control this turn. So yeah, this can be brutal. Yeah, Strike Force is really solid too, you're right. And yeah, I'm not surprised, Snoop, that you would have used this card to great effect at some point. I mean, you gotta time it. You gotta time it right to really get the most out of it, but it's great. Exactly. Right after a board wipe, bada-boom. Right, you want to wait till that stack resolves, though. Don't flash it in on that stack. Or, I mean, what you gonna do? Right, last in, first out. So, make sure to wait until that stack resolves before playing your Liliana's Standard Bearer, and you'll be all set. And everyone will cry. Everyone but you. Yeah, it's a great card. Probably, or possibly, card of the day. Gloom Sower. Sowing Gloom. Look at this weird... Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? Oh, God. So, yeah, this is your foil. Yeah, it's alright. It's an 8/6 for 7, so that's something. So whenever it becomes blocked, creature's controller loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. So that's pretty good. Someone's going to block this too. Are you really going to play it though? I mean, it's 7 cost, 8/6. I guess you could. I don't know. Like, I don't play Commander much, so I don't like have that need to have 100 different cards in the deck where it's like, now I'm trying to fill space with stuff that works out of my collection. So I don't know if I'd actually play this or not. I don't know. It's kind of neat though. And we got the Swiftwater Cliffs. Ooh, it's a life gain dual land. That's not bad. Yeah, and then a little Saproling token. Oh, what's this on the back? Ooh, your cards in play. Oh, see here, Ma, if you were wondering, this is how you do your board. You get your creatures up here, your lands here, that's your hand, right? You don't show your hand to Snoop. You definitely don't show your hand to Snoop. And then your library and your graveyard. But you know what's missing is you could have your exiled cards up here or maybe over here, right? You could have a space for tokens over here, things that you create like clue tokens, right? And you can have a little chair for Johnny here. A little table with a couch for Sam and Erica over here. Sorry, I was getting into my friendly giant mode there. Sorry, you guys. All right, well, I mean, that was pretty obvious which card is the best out of that pack. The Liliana's Standard Bearer, for sure. Yeah, you set your graveyard up the opposite way. It goes to the right of your deck. Me too, usually. And then I have my exiled cards usually up top, like in front of my deck. I don't know. Depends on how the table is, right? Like if it's a round table, or if you're like... Because, I mean, my friends and I, we play crazy Magic, right? We play 7-player, 60-card, anything goes. So it gets a little wild. But we have a good time. So yeah, depending on how the table's set up, might change where my stuff is, depending, who's where, what's going on. Some of those guys like to cheat. So, we don't always set things up the same way. All right, I wanted to show you. So, a couple of things came in. I was waiting for these. So I ended up, because these were cheap, these Fire Navy trebuchets, but it's a really cool card. I don't know if I really, have I gone over this with you guys before? Because this is really cool. The Fire Nation trebuchet, it's a 3-cost 0/4 wall defender and reach. And then whenever you attack, create a 2/1 colorless construct artifact creature token with flying named Ballistic Boulder that's tapped and attacking. Sacrifice that token at the beginning of the next end step. So it doesn't sack right after the battle. It sticks around, so you can use it, right? Like you can sack that token and use it to great effect before it gets sacked in some other way if you like, right? Like so. I don't know. There's better ways, better things that I could be doing. I'm just kind of working on this avatar thing. Like this is kind of a key card to the deck. I got an extra one because they were only like 8 cents or something like that. And then I picked up a second Shantoto's Coercion, which of course is Diabolical Intent, because I'd like to have a couple of tutors in there to pick out the cards that I really want. One of those cards being the Roaming Throne. Look at that, I got a nice foil near mint Roaming Throne. Isn't that a beauty? Isn't that a beauty? I also got this nice second Midgar City of Mako. This is this is a great land. So you can sacrifice an artifact or creature, and if you do, you draw 2 cards. Right, so it's great for my sack deck. I've already got one in there. This is number 2. So we're gonna sleeve these up and get them in there. Yeah, you like that one, Lord of the Decks? I thought you would. That's Roaming Throne number 2 for the deck, right? So there's 2 gonna be in this deck. So the deal with this is that it's gonna help me make the Rottenmouth Viper trigger twice, right? So there's kind of 2 actions going on in this deck. I'm creating, you know, creature tokens and treasure tokens and, you know, a few other tokens, and I'm creating, well, especially creature tokens. I'll show you in a second here after we get these kind of sleeved up. So these are some good cards. That City of Mako, of course, the Roaming Throne is the most valuable of them. And the Shantotos would be the second most valuable. This Diabolical Intent. I think it's one of the most beautiful tutors. Like, the art on this is so cool. I love it. I love it. But, I mean, for me right now, I'm just really gigging. I'm just gigging on this Fire Navy Trebuchet. I think it's such a cool card. I think that you could break the heck out of this somehow. Because creating that 2/1, right? Like, I've got ideas, and I was originally going to be doing a black-red deck on this one just so that I could get some haste in there, right? I was going to use this Enduring Curiosity, among other things. Like, I had a haste-giving land that I was going to do. I was maybe going to do some, like, Goblin token creation, that sort of thing. But I've gone straight black for it for now, just because I want to try out the mechanics a little bit. But I think I probably eventually will work red back into this deck, because what I want to do is give those Rottenmouth Vipers haste and have them trigger twice right away. Maybe even 3 times, because we've got the Peter Parker's camera that, you know, potentially could trigger it an additional... Actually, I guess that would be 4 times, because if you trigger it, then the Roaming Throne would make it trigger twice again, so... Imagine, like, putting the Rottenmouth Viper out there, and then it triggers 4 times right then and there, right? Like, that'd be pretty despicable. Pretty despicable. I mean, that would count almost as a board wipe in most situations, because you'd be getting rid of, likely... Oftentimes, you could be getting rid of, like, 4 creatures there. Or, you know, they can sack whatever permanent they want, I suppose, or take the life. But it grows with each one, right? So... 1 counter, 2 counters on the second one, 3 counters on the third one, 4 counters on the fourth one. It's going to be a lot to deal with. So, you know, I think it's going to be kind of nasty. And, you know, like I say, it's a work in progress, so don't judge me too harshly, but go ahead and judge if you like. I don't mind. I can take it. Let's see here. What's Lord saying? Lord of the Deck says there's another card that makes the same tokens I think it was an LOTR card. You'd have to, do you have it in the deck as well? No, I do know the one you're talking about. It's a trebuchet, but it doesn't exactly do the same thing. I was looking at it the other day. I can't remember exactly the wording on that card, but it's not quite the same. Jeez, I can't remember exactly. It is a trebuchet, but I think what it does is it does direct damage to any target. If I'm remembering that correctly, we could probably look that up. Let me, you know what, turn my PC on. We can look that up in a minute. So yeah, right. That's what I was gonna do. I was gonna put. Oh, now what have I done? I brought up some dragon shields to match because I use all these matte clear dragon shields, and I double sleeve all my cards, right? So because that way, you know, if you got stuff you like to play, then you can like always just switch them up. You don't have to have the matching sleeves. You don't have to take things in and out of sleeves. You can just kind of like, oh, I want to try that in this deck or that deck, and then, you know, it's already ready already, so to speak. So let's just get these all sleeved up. There's that beautiful foil roaming throne. It's gonna get played, you guys. It's gonna see action. Oh, that's what it's for. That's why it's a pricey card, because it's useful. Not because somebody wants to try and sell it for a bunch of money to some, you know, dude who's like gonna put it on a shelf. This is not a shelf card. This is a use card. You use this card, okay? This is what you play with, right? You want shelf cards. This is a shelf card. But even though this is a shelf card, its value isn't so high that I'm not willing to put it in a deck. I'm kind of crazy like that. Sometimes I do that sort of thing. Oh my goodness, yeah, the Enduring card is also kind of a shelf card. Oh, it's definitely for just about everybody that I know. But, you know, I want to use it. I do. I want to use it. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll get a different version. That's the expensive version, right? So maybe I'll get a different version of that card, and we'll do it that way. Anyways, we got a clear path here, and I'm going to lay out the deck. We'll save this for later because we haven't called card of the day yet. We're gonna do a second pack, so let me just kind of get organized here, and we will. I'll see if I can actually lay this out. You know, like you normally would. So we'll start by kind of marking it. The Shantoto is a spell for 2. It goes down here. Let's see if I can get you a bit better of a bird's eye view here, you guys and gals. Hang on, I gotta put those down. All right. It's not. I'm gonna have to move the camera around to show you things. But anyway, usually if you're organizing a deck and you're kind of checking it out, you put your spells at the bottom, and you put them in order of like how much you're gonna pay to cast them. So we got a couple of these 3-cost trebuchets, and lands I generally just kind of put over to the side. It's a 4-cost creature, so it'll go there. All right. Here's that fancy soul ring. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it in there. I mean, it's great, but I don't know if I really need it. But that's gonna go down there in the one slot. Again, it's gonna be kind of hard to show everything. There's that second Shantoto's. And then I have Fake Your Own Death in there, of course. This is the other card that I'm using in conjunction with the trebuchet. Is this Judy, one of many. So you can, first of all, it costs 2 and it's a 2/2, which is great. And then, oh yeah, but we we use Soul Ring in 60 card format too. So Judy, one of many. You can pay 1 to surveil 1, and then you create a token that's a copy of this creature, and then sacrifice an artifact or creature. Activate only as a sorcery. So as you can see, you attack, you make the 2/1 with this, and then after the attack phase, you pay 1, tap Judy, surveil 1, and create another Judy, right? And that's gonna proc all of your sacrifice stuff too. But even if you don't do that, this 2/1 will sack itself at the end of your at your end step, and that will trigger any of your sack procs as well. So I mean, even if you decide not to make another Judy, or you don't have the mana to do it or something, you're still gonna get that sack, right? So I feel like this is such a cool card, and this is a really cool combination that you can just make permanent 2/2 copies rather than have this, you know what I mean? Like, you can use something that's going to get sacked anyway to make the 2/2 copies. I think it's good synergy. So I'm sure there's better combos out there. You guys can tell me whatever you like, you know, as far as what you think might be better, and I'm happy to check it out. But, you know, we'll see how it all turns out. There's another Fire Nation. Obviously, you want to have 4 of those in there, and I want to have 4 of the Judys. Currently, I have a Corrupted Conviction in here because of the sack, and you can, you know, so you can draw cards. I wanted some card draw in there for sure. Genji Glove. Basically, what I was wanting to do with this was stick it on one of the Rottenmouth Vipers and potentially, you know, do a whole nother round of triggers, right? So that's an interesting addition. May or may not make it into the final set. Of course, here's the Rottenmouth Viper. So it costs 6, but when you sack any number of non-land permanents, the spell costs 1 less to cast for each permanent sacked this way. So you're sacking things, you're proccing on the sack, and then you're putting the Rottenmouth Viper out there for a lower cost, right? So potentially what I'm trying to do is actually play this out for 2 or 3. So I would put it in the 3 slot. Currently I've got these Skeletal Grimaces in here because I want to protect the Trebuchets. I feel like the Trebuchets are kind of linchpin to the strategy of the deck, and I feel like the Skeletal Grimace is one way to almost ensure that those Trebuchets are going to make it, because of course you get regenerate, and it also makes them a little dangerous as blockers, right? So people are going to try and send flying at you. A lot of those cheap flyers have 1 defense, so you could take them out. Some of the Iron Maiden cards, eh? Yeah, you know what? I gotta look at that. That's a good plan. That's a good idea. I should take a look and see what would be synergistic. Good call, Snoop. Good call. Maybe we can look at that in a minute here. I got this Golden Saucer. I'm likely to take this out for something else. But it can create tokens. It's a flip a coin. So it can create tokens, but I mean, it's not super reliable. This card is just in here taking up a space for Sephiroth. So I feel like he's a good legendary creature to have in there. And if I ever wanted to turn this into an actual like commander deck, I'd probably make it a Sephiroth commander deck. Just because of the synergy with the sacking and, you know, drawing cards and everything. I think it would be pretty great. Anyway, so that's a 3-drop. We put that here. Oh, sorry. Have I got this backwards? Oh no, I've got the Rottenmouth there. That's why. Okay. So yeah, Sephiroth. There's another Rottenmouth Viper. That's the star of the show. Hang on. Seems like my music has taken a hiatus. Give me 1 sec. There we go. Yeah, Rottenmouth. So there's 4 of those in the deck as well. So it's like Judy, Fire Nation, Trebuchet, and Rottenmouth Viper are kind of like the main deal. I've got a second Genji Glove. I don't know if I necessarily need it because I've got the 2 tutors that are in there. Here's the second Roaming Throne. I think it's kind of important to have 2 of those. Yeah, my AI DJ. Reassembling skeleton. I mean, this isn't 100% necessary, but it's good because you can just keep replaying it, right? I mean, 2 mana for a 1/1 is not ideal, but this ensures that if you really need to, you've always got something to sack, right? Like you can put this out and then you can use it to sack for things, right? So if you're really hard up and you got this in your graveyard or in your hand, you know you can do what you need to do. So that is probably staying in. Now this is not necessary, but it is cool and it is a tutor, right? This Arden Azuna, which is Farragoth Blood Sky Sire, right? So Death, Touch, and Boast. To Boast, of course, you have to attack to get Boast, but then you pay 2. Target player searches their library for a card, then shuffles and puts that card on top. So, you know, it's pretty good. People are going to want to take this out. So for me, it's like, if it makes it through and you can use it, wonderful. If not, they're going to use their removal on this card, right? So kind of a dual purpose there for me. There's another Fake Your Own Death. I think I've got 3 Fake Your Own Deaths in this. The Ironworks, I don't know if I really am going to keep this one or not, but you can sacrifice an artifact and add 2 mana. And that, again, just it gives you the ability to sack. So if you're unable to, like if you don't have anything else that can sack, this could be on the board and you sack, but you can also get the mana for it. So I don't know. It's a maybe, right? But that goes in. It's also a 4 cost, right? So it's kind of pricey for what you're doing. And then you get land, another Skeletal Grimace, the Corrupted Conviction, another Fake Your Own Death, right? So we could probably change up some of this stuff. The Fake Your Own Deaths are great because you sack something. Well, I mean, it's like your thing dies, but it comes back. Whether you sack it or it's fighting or gets destroyed or whatever, it comes back, and you get that treasure token too, so it's something else that you can sack, right? So it's just kind of all about keeping things available to sacrifice so that you can continue to put the pressure on. Phyrexian Arena, again, you know, not necessary, but I wanted there to be some card draw in this deck. You know, that's why I have the Corrupted Convictions, and then, you know, you've got this Phyrexian Arena. It hurts you, but I see life as a resource, you know? So, like, oftentimes I will sacrifice my life total to, you know, just get as much board state as I can. Isn't that nice? Yeah, it's one of the nicest Phyrexian Arenas around. The only one I want more... Actually, no, this is the best one. But the next best one is that Furby one that's out there. It's the only Furby card that I want. But I want that Furby Phyrexian Arena. Have you guys seen it? Yeah, look at that. It totally looks like a Xenomorph, right? It's cool. It is cool. Caesarian Voidborn. Now, this is way off flavor. But... check it out. Like, whenever this creature or another creature or artifact you control dies, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life, and you can warp it in. So you may know, so as it's a 2/2 for 3. It's almost identical to the Albed Salvagers from the Final Fantasy set. Difference is this one has warp, so it's basically the same card but a little bit better because you have that option to warp it in. I was going to use the Albed Salvagers because they fit the flavor a bit better, but this card's just too good to pass up. Caesarian Voidborn, and it can cause all kinds of problems. If you have one of these, and you have one of the Trebuchets, and you have a Judy, if you have all 3 of those on the board, it's going to be pretty tough for your opponent to decide what they want to get rid of, right? Yeah, this card's really awesome. Yeah, it would be cool if it was a zombie, but I mean, come on, it's definitely a vampire-ish card, right? And you gotta love Edge of Eternities. I mean, maybe you don't, but I definitely gotta love it. Jar of Eyeballs. I don't know. I'm probably gonna take this one out because it's a bit slow. Yeah, warp is only for one turn, but you can warp it in, and you can make it work. Right? Like, let's say you got a couple trebuchets out there, you warp it in, the trebuchets sack at the end of your turn and resolves, so does he. All three of those are gonna proc, right? So on your sacks, right? And then so 3 damage, 3 life, and plus whatever other stuff you're doing for sack, right? So I think it's worthwhile. So Jar of Eyeballs, right? I mean, I think it's slow, right? It's pretty slow. So I'm probably going to take it out, but for now it's there. We got some beautiful EOE full art lands for this deck. Reassembling Skeleton. We've got at least 3 of those. I might have 4 and some more full art. This one's from what's it called? New Capenna. I thought the New Capenna lands were just gorgeous. And this one is Bloomburrow. Bloomburrow. The Swamp. And here's a Trebuchet. That makes 4. That makes 4 Trebuchets. I might have an extra one in there because I'm pretty sure I ordered an extra one just for the binder. Phyrexian Altar. Again, another card that I can use just so that I have the option to sack whenever I want, right? Because if I don't have anything else on the board that I can sack with, but this can do it, then bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, thanks, Resborg. I really love the Bloomburrow cards as well. It's what got me back into Magic. I took a big long hiatus. I think it was from like 2012 all the way till like last year or something that I just had a big hiatus. And it was Bloomburrow that just got me back into it. Anyway, Phyrexian Altar is a really good card. Sacrifice a creature, add 1 mana of any color. Right? It's a bit cheaper version of the Ironworks. Essentially does the same thing, except this one's 2 colorless and this one's any color. I mean, it doesn't really belong in there unless I do the red. So, I don't know. These are both kind of maybes in my mind that may or may not remain. There's another Judy. Judy, get in there, lady. Suzerain Voidborn. So as you can see, it's a lot of 3-cost creatures, right? So the mana curve is quite low. Oh, you think it's underrated? I'm not so sure, Resborg. I think a lot of people really loved Bloomburrow. Yeah, the altar, you mean, Snoop? Yeah, I guess you could probably untap it and then continue to sack, right? Like, you could probably turn that into an infinite combo with your zombie deck pretty quick, couldn't you? Okay, the Village Rites. Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, yeah, you're right. You could just go and go and go. Oh, really? They all said it was an underrated set. That's interesting, because I mean it got bought, right? Like, I mean, if you look for any collector booster boxes for Bloomburrow right now, like, they're almost as much, if not sometimes more, than what people are asking for the Final Fantasy set, because you just can't find them. Like, there's so few of them now because people bought the crap out of them. I was lucky enough to buy 1 box of the collector booster boxes for those Bloomburrow sets when it came out. I got that for MSRP. You know, and that was before things went crazy. But now you can't get one for less than $1,000 from what I've seen. Village Rites. Yeah, another one of those Village Rites. I mean, it's basically the same thing as the Corrupted Conviction. So, I mean, it is the same thing as the Corrupted Conviction. $40 for a pre-release box? Is that US? Yeah, that's US, right? That'd be like $70 in our Canadian pesos. There's that other city of Midgar, city of Mako. That's such a great land. Like, this is an awesome land. Oh yeah, I told you I had an extra Fire Nation, Fire Navy Trebuchet. That's going in the binder. Suzerain Voidborn. Swamp. There's the Judy. That's the 4th Judy. I got the Witch's Cottage going on in here. You know, if it enters untapped, you put target creature from your graveyard on top of your library. So that could be handy, like super handy, depending on what's in my graveyard. Got a couple of those in there. Oh yeah, sorry, I've passed by the Realm of Ko. So this is another rare land. You got to control a basic land. You can pay 4 to create a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token with this can't be blocked or block non-spirit creatures. Secret Tunnel is good. I have some Secret Tunnels, but they're all in this mouse deck that I've got, so I probably won't pull them out. Probably not. I mean, I'm kind of right now I'm focusing on this deck to be solid black, and I want to see how it works, right? More Witch's Cottage, Suzerain. Do I have? Yeah, that's the 4th one. Realm of Ko, 2nd one of those. Yeah. We got the Skeletal Grimace. Land. And then I also had this Golbez Clad in Darkness card, which is a reprint of Sir Conrad the Grim. And he works kind of like the Voidborns, right? So whenever another creature dies, or a creature card is put into a graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, or a creature card leaves your graveyard, Golbez deals 1 damage to each opponent. And then you can mill, each player mills a card, right? So you can force that. He doesn't give you life, but he takes away life. Right? I mean, this belongs in other decks. Like, it really belongs in, like, a Lumra deck or something like that. But I feel like it has a place, at least for now. And it's the most expensive mana-wise creature in the deck. I mean, if you don't count the Rottenmouth Viper, because I'm not paying 6 for the Rottenmouth Viper. That's not happening. You don't play the Rottenmouth Viper without some sacks involved, right? And some ability to get in on the the goodies. It does. Yeah, it does, because with the Rottenmouth, you could potentially sack up to 5 things with a Rottenmouth, right? So yeah, and then if you got a little bit of mana left over, everybody can mill some cards, and then yep, you're hitting that Golbez again. Right, so I think it's a pretty good deck. I don't think it's fully optimized for what it could be yet. But if you guys have any ideas, I'm all ears. Bojuka Bog. I don't know that card. Let me take a look here. Let me see what we can see. Bojuka Bog. Bog. Pardon me. Exile all cards from target player's graveyard. Well, yeah, because that would be cards leaving graveyards. Yeah, I mean, I think, like, if I was gonna go that route, you'd want to, like, kind of focus on that, right? Like, so I don't want my deck to have really more than 2 big functions. You know what I mean? Like, I want to create those token creatures, and I want to sack them, right? So it's not really my focus to, like, target other people's graveyards to then deal damage to them that way. But I think, like, eventually I may build a deck like that, and this would be like a star player in a deck like that, among other things. Spawning Pool. Yeah. Hang on a second. Abby, careful. So I got a dog underfoot here, and I think she's going to try and pull on my headphones. Let me see here. Yeah, let's see. Spawning pool. I'm thinking of... what am I thinking of? I'm thinking of the other pool. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah. So it comes built in with regenerate. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that costs 3, though, to do. So, I mean, while it's handy, yeah, that's cool. I think I'm going to stick with the... like, I feel like the lands that I've got... You know, I've got, like, 2 of each of these lands. Of these non-standard lands, right? I feel like the Midgar City, the Realm of Ko, and the Witch's Cottage, and then the rest I'm going to keep as basic lands. So I think I've got the lands pretty well sorted. You know, I feel like I've got what I need as far as lands go. I'm going to get rid of this. Since I got the, like, it was really just a placeholder for that second Midgar City of Mako. But I'm going to get rid of that. And then that's going to be my land. Right? So, things that I would like. Oh, hang on. Let's see what you guys are saying. Graveyard Hate Land. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it works, Rasborg. But again, I feel like that would be... If I'm going to go that route, I want to like focus the deck on Graveyard Hate and kind of go with a different route. You know what I mean? Like, because what I want to do is capitalize on sacking, and I want to focus on doubling those Rottenmouth Vipers. So to do that, so I've got sideboard stuff here too. Like this would actually be pretty good in there. Victimize. This Dross Claw wouldn't be bad. See, here's the Albed Salvagers. They do the same thing as those Voidborn guys. A couple things here. The Peter Parker's camera. Now I'm thinking about slapping a couple of those in there, right? Like it's in the sideboard. A fourth. There's a fourth Fake Your Own Death. Everith is in there because she, you know, deals with treasure token sacks and that sort of thing, but I don't think she's gonna stay. This Ruthless Technomancer, it's a great card, it works, but I feel like it just doesn't really quite belong. Insight is more 2-card draw, but I feel like the Village Rites / Corrupted Convictions is just better at the same thing, right? So... And then another one of those. Yeah, so I feel like really, out of what I've got in the sideboard, what I'd most want to swap in are these Peter Parker's cameras. And then another thing, let me see here. Avatar. Sack. No, whenever a creature is sacked. There's what are they called? The Plunderers or something like that. Plunderer, MTG. Where is it? Is it Plundering? I can't remember what it's called. But there's an avatar black card that I think is a 3-cost 2/2, and it gets a +1. Yeah, I think that's the one. Pitiless Plunderer. Pitiless Plunderer, is that it? No, that's not the one. Although that would be pretty cool too. That would help with a bit of like mana fixing. No, it's what the heck is it called? It's a cartoon looking card, right? It's from the Avatar set. I can't believe I forgot the name of this darn card. Plundering Pirates. Maybe MTG. No. What? You would think that it would come up like it's a new card. You would think that even just if you had something similar, it would come up. Like all this other similar stuff is coming up. But well, we won't focus on it too long. I just really would like to have mentioned it. You know the one I mean. You pulled. Yeah, I think you did pull it the other night. Dark Ritual. Yeah. I wonder what they're going for right now. Let's see. Dark Ritual. TCG player. Let's see. What are the Dark Rituals going for these days? I'm sure they're not cheap. Oh. Oh, really? Okay, so no, they're a lot cheaper than I thought they were. They're only like $2 to $5. Yeah, I guess maybe I could get some Dark Rituals. But you see, here's the thing. When you're playing 60 card format, you want to pick cards that you're going to have multiple of those cards, right? And so there's less space in the deck just from less cards, but there's also less space in the deck because you need to double up, triple up, or even have 4 of the card that you want. Because what your idea is you want to focus in on a certain thing to happen, and then you want to try and make sure that that thing happens every game, right? So basically what you want to do is like if you really want a card to be in your first hand almost every time, you need 4 of them in your deck. And I mean, even then you're not guaranteed to get 1 in your hand at the beginning of every game. But the idea is somebody's probably going to win on, like, you know, turn 7 or 8. But we play pretty long games though in my group, so you know, I aim a little bit further out sometimes because there's usually like 7 of us playing. It takes a long time. So what you want to try and do is the math on like how often you're going to get those cards and how many of them you need in there to ensure that you can do the combo you want to do to take out all your buddies, right? So in this one, my focus is really to get one of these in my hand, right? I definitely want to have one of these in my hand. I definitely want to have one of these in my hand, right? And then I want to get like the Fire Nation Trebuchet, and then if I can, the Judy. The Judy would be really good too. But you know what? This card, like, see, that's why like I'm kind of doing 2 things here, right? Like, because it's like if it's not gonna work out with the Rottenmouth Viper, then I can still like just take them out with, I can go wide, right? Like if I end up getting a bunch of Trebuchets and a couple of Judys, I can go really wide. And then, you know, if I can happen to plop down one of these Caesarean Voidborns, I could take people out without the Rottenmouth Viper at all. But the thing is that all those cards, if I do have the Rottenmouth Viper, and especially if I do have the Roaming Throne, then at the later game stage, I can put both the Roaming Throne and the Rottenmouth Viper down on the same turn, and have the Rottenmouth Viper hit twice that turn, right? And if for some magical reason I've already got this on the board and I have an extra 3 mana, like say from using the Phyrexian Altar, or the Jar of Eyeballs, or the Ironworks, right? Like, if for some reason I have an excess of mana, I could attach this to that Rottenmouth Viper that same turn and have it go another 2 times, right? And then, oh, what if by chance this is already on the board and I have an extra 2 mana? Well, let's say, you know, maybe I don't have this, like, depending on what you got, you can still make it happen another 2 times. And this is actually a little cheaper way of doing it. So this card in here, I might just completely replace the Genji Glove with the Peter Parker's Camera because it doesn't require equip. It just requires the 2 mana, right? So that's what I'm thinking, is that these will slot in and be a much cheaper way of doing what I want to do with these. right? Just with these. So that's the thing, is like I'm not really trying to get that extra attack phase. I'm really just trying to make my Vipers go off as many times as I possibly can. Oh, you got a couple of those Dark Rituals, eh? Good stuff. I used to have a whole bunch, like way back in the day when I used to play, and then all those cards disappeared. You know what I mean? Like when I was a young guy, I wish I still had all my old cards. But I don't. Now my old cards are from like 2011, 2012. But yeah, so I'm thinking I'll take those Genji gloves out, stick the Peter Parkers in. I'm going to keep those in the sideboard for now. There was something else I think that Snoop mentioned. Dictate of Erebos. Grave Pact effect, hey? Let me take a look at those. Grave Pact. Grave Pact. Ooh, that's a pricey one. Oh yeah, because then you can make them sack creatures. Yeah, I mean I'm doing that with the Viper, so I don't know if I necessarily need it, because the Viper does a lot, right? So, I mean, unless they want to use their life, right? So when it enters or attacks, you put a blight counter on it, and then for each blight counter on it, each opponent loses 4 life unless that player sacrifices a non-land permanent or discards a card. Right, so that's why I was thinking I might do a red with this, so that I can give it haste and attack that turn, in which case it makes kind of more sense to use the Genji glove than it does to use the Peter Parker's camera. But the Peter Parker's camera will make it proc twice without having to attack. Right, so in this case, I feel like it's just faster to go with the Peter Parker's camera. But yeah, you're right, Snoop. That Grave Pact really would do some damage. It's cost 4. So, I mean, I'm not sure if I'd really, like... I feel like that's more for a pure, you know, sack experience. It would work in this. It would. You know what? It would. It would work really well. Maybe I should get 1 or 2 and stick them in there. But what do you take out, right? So, like, if you want to add something in, you kind of have to take something out. 60 card format isn't limited to 60 cards, but you don't really want to go more than 60 cards, because then it starts to become, you know, a little mishmashy, and it can be a little hard to do what you're trying to do. But you can, right? There's nothing that says you can't. It's really just a 60 card format is really just minimum 60 cards. So yeah, I mean that's actually a really good idea. But they're $40 each, and I've already spent enough on this deck, so I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna really go ahead and purchase any Grave Pacts right away here. Dictate of Erebos, though. So the E Erebos. That's like a $24 to $30 card too. Oh, there's a really cool version of it. Whenever creature controlled dies, each opponent sacrifices a creature. Yeah, same deal, but more expensive, but it has flash. Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Make them sack things. I guess that is on, you know, on flavor too, because that's what the Rottenmouth Viper is doing. So, what do you think? What do you take out to put that in? Because I mean, I could take out one of these card draw cards, right? And then you could take out like one of these, right? Or both of them even, really. Although these do give you that ability to sack. Maybe you take out the Jar of Eyeballs or the Phyrexian Arena, right? And then you put a couple of those Dictate of Erebos or the Grave Pact. I like the Grave Pact better. I do. I like the Grave Pact better. Oh, you got a full art one of those, eh? $40 is the Grave Pact, Resborg. $40. Yeah, that's what I was seeing here, just on TCG Player, and that's in USD. So that's a pricey card. Hard to believe, like, the Dark Rituals aren't all that expensive. Actually, check that out again here. I mean, I don't think that I need Dark Ritual in this deck, considering how cheap everything is to play. Right? I mean, it's not like it's bad to have, but I don't feel like maybe it's necessary, because most of the stuff in this deck is 3 cost, right? So right away I can actually get rid of some land, so that I can have more cards, right? Just because it's not going to be that hard to get 3 lands. What are you saying there, Snoop? Look up Ashnod's Altar. Oh yeah, the Undead Vizier is really cool. I think I remember which one that was. Ashnod's Altar. I don't think I know that one. Oh, you can get a schematic version of it too. Market price around $7 for the lowest. There's a $24 version of it from Antiquities. So you pay 0, sacrifice a creature to add 2 colorless mana to your mana pool. Yeah, okay, that's a cheaper version of the Ironworks, really. That Ashnod's Altar? Because, like, that's exactly what this altar does. Or this Ironworks does. It's just, it's one, this is 4 cost and the Ashnod's is 3 cost. Oh, but, and you can, it's also an interrupt. Ashnod's says it's an artifact. Ashnod's Altar? Says artifact. Doesn't say creature, there's no power or anything. Here, let me see. I can show you what I'm showing. Show you what I'm seeing. Let's just zip on over to the TV or the screen I'm looking at here. Ashnod's Altar. Sacrifice a creature to add 2 colorless mana to your mana pool. Play this ability as an interrupt. So that's pretty cool. But sacrifice is always an interrupt anyways, unless you have to, like, actually not. Even if you tap, like, yeah, still if you tap it, it's still an interrupt. So let's see here. What was the other one you were looking at? Sidisi, yeah, the Undead Vizier. We might as well look at that one too. So Death Touch, Exploit. Yeah, and then Sidisi, Undead Vizier exploits a creature. You may search your library for a card and put it into your hand, and then shuffle your library. That's really good. Because it goes in your hand. Yeah, that's great. That's really good. But it's only when it enters, so I guess like you're wanting to replay it. I feel like I'm getting that action from the Arden, right? From this Arden card. And it's whenever it attacks rather than whenever it enters. So I think for this Sidisi, I would need more graveyard interaction, which is not really necessarily what I'm doing. It's more like I'm putting stuff into the graveyard to have reactions. So I see what you're saying, but I don't think it's going to work for this one. Yeah, the altar I think would be the one that Ashnod's Altar. It's basically a cheaper version of the Ironworks. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because that's creature versus artifact. Although this deck creates more creatures. Hang on. Wait, yeah, hang on. Ashnod's. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, because I create more creatures than artifacts. So yeah, the Ashnaughts would definitely be a good addition. Might have to order a couple of those. Or even just one. And replace the Ironworks. That's a good call. That's a really good call. What are you saying? Lithoform engine? That's a EOE. Isn't it? No, it's not. It's older. Lithoform engine. Copy target activated or triggered ability you control. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Copy target instant or sorcery spell. Copy target permanent spell. Yeah, that would work. That would work. Because, yeah, the Parker's camera is temporary. It comes with 3 film counters on it, right? But the nice thing about the Parker's camera is it only costs 1, right? It only costs 1 to put that on the board, and then it costs 2 mana to activate. So it's similar, like the Lithoform engine, you can do as many times as you want once it's on the board. It costs 3 more to get it on the board. So this one, you can, I mean, if you had nothing else in your hand, you could play this turn 1, right? And then it's set and it's ready. And you know what, at the very least, it may actually draw some removal too, right? And honestly, like, for me, that's a huge thing. There's so much removal. Everyone plays with so much removal that I do want to, like, kind of misdirect them and have them, you know, remove some of the cards that aren't really completely necessary. Like, this is a bonus, right? It's like, yes, if I can, I would love to make it happen again. But if that draws removal, that means that I can keep something even more powerful on the board later, right? So that's, I don't know. I'm always thinking about that because people play so much removal, especially in my crew. There's a ton of removal because all those decks are set up to play against 7 people. So I kind of build my deck, like my 60 card decks, to kind of play in that group, right? So I know I'm going to be up against 5 to 7 people. And we play, you know, Two-Headed Dragon and Emperor. So I don't know if you guys know what those formats are. Emperor is basically you're partnered with the people on the left and right of you. And if everyone else but you and the 2 people on either side of you, if they all lose the game, then you're the winner. And then basically, like, if you and 1 person next to you are the last 2 standing, then you both win. Everybody else loses. Of course, if you're the last man standing, you win. But yeah, it's kind of a way, that way you don't have to worry about 2 of the players. You're really only worrying about the other 4, right? So if you're playing 7 people. So, you know, we do play that way all the time. And so, yeah, of course, you build your decks to play in the group that you play in. So that's, you know, that's what I'm always working on. And because there's 7 people, there's always a ton of removal. And yeah, I want to be able to draw some of that removal with a little misdirection. Yeah, the schematic one is really nice, hey? I was looking at that before we switched over. All right, let's see what else you're saying here. Yeah, I think you're right about this lithoform engine though, Resborg. Jet Medallion, yeah, that's a good one too. I think I might have one of those kicking around too. Did I spell it wrong? Yeah, I think I've got one because it's from the MH3 set. I think I got at least one of these. They cost 1 less to cast. Now, here's the thing about that. Isn't there like the darkness crystal? Is that this spell or this legendary artifact, it costs 2 more, but look how much more it does. Right, the black spells you cast 1 less to cast, which is the same as that other one, but for 2 more mana, you get if a non-token creature an opponent controls would die, instead exile it and you gain 2 life. And you can pay 6 to put target creature or card exiled with the darkness crystal onto the battlefield tapped under your control with 2 additional +1/+1 counters on it. So I mean, that's disgusting, right? Like, and I don't think it really kind of does what I want to do, because it costs a lot of mana for that 6. But yeah, every time you know, a non-token creature your opponent controls dies, right? So you could have access to a lot of different creatures that way, but you're gonna pay 6 for them. They're gonna be bigger than they were. I don't know. All these crystal cards from Final Fantasy are just despicable. Yeah, absolutely. Gem Medallion is a premium card for sure, but I just feel like this Darkness Crystal, it does so much more. I know it costs 2 more. You're playing it turn 4 at the earliest, but it's such a good card. It's such a good card. Maybe what you do is, you know, if you were working on a deck that had big stompy creatures in it that cost a whole ton of, well, I mean, relative, right? Like, we're talking about black here, so we're talking, it's relative when I say big stompy, but, you know, big high cost demons and stuff like that. You could use the Jet Medallion and the Darkness Crystal together and make them all cost less, right? Yeah, you'd like the Jet Medallion. Yeah, I mean, it's a turn 2 drop that makes all your, yeah, you're right. It does. It makes things quick. It's definitely a premium card, that Jet Medallion. And I know I've got one kicking here somewhere. I'm sure I do. I think we pulled one of those. Bastion of Remembrance. Oh, there's a Surge foil of that. Oh, they reprinted it in Avatar. 1/1 human token. Each you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. You gain 1 life. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that does what we're looking for. Absolutely. Yeah. You know what'd be cool is if it created one every time an enchantment enters or something like that. Blood Artist. Yeah, except, you know, like, the thing about that, though, is that the Voidborn Suzerain guy just does it better, because that happens on creature death as well as artifact death. Right? So that's why I wanted the Suzerain Voidborn or the Albed Salvagers, because they do what this card does, but they're a 2/2, and they also proc on artifact death. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, you could, right? You warp it in for 1, you play the Rottenmouth Viper, right? Like, with your Peter Parker and your roaming thrown out, that's endgame. Like, really. Especially, like, if you've got enough things to sack, it's gonna be disgusting. It's gonna be just disgusting. Right? Like, I mean, goodbye, good night, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen. You know? So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like the Suzerain is just the better version. Blood Artist is a little cheaper. Yeah. I'd rather have the 2/2, and I'd rather have the artifact sacking too, because when you sack with the Rottenmouth Viper, it's like, you know, any permanent, right? Other than a land. So it's just kind of better to have that artifact sack proc on there too. So, what are you saying, Blight Mound? Oh yeah. Blight Mound. Let's look. Pests. Okay. Huh. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad at all. I mean, we're going in a different direction. You know what I mean? Like I was saying, there's only 60 cards. You don't want to have like one of each of these. Like you want to have repeats so that you can do what you want to do by turn 5, 6, or even earlier by turn 3, 4. So you want to be able to do what you're looking to do. So I mean, if we were gonna go with this, it works. What would we take out? I guess we could take out the Judy, right? The Judy could be replaced by the Blight Mound, but the problem then is you don't have as many creatures to sack, right? So it's like, what do you replace it with? Because I don't know. Do we take out the... It does, yeah. Well, especially in conjunction with the Trebuchet, right? I feel like that Judy, Trebuchet, Caesarean Voidborn combo, that's deadly in and of itself, really. Like, it's a pain to deal with, because which one do you get rid of, right? Like, which one, if you've got one removal, right? I mean, I think if they hadn't already started rolling, you'd get rid of the Judy. But if the Judy was already going, you'd probably want to get rid of the Trebuchet, right? But I mean, maybe you're thinking ahead and you're like, oh, maybe this Caesarean Voidborn needs to go. So, I don't know. But then I'm also thinking about that Plunderer, right? The one that gets +1/+1 every time you sack anything, right? +1/+1 every time you sack anything, right? And the other thing was too is I've been playing a version of this deck on MTGA, and there's a card called Hey Bye, Spirit of Balance, and this thing has been wrecking people on MTGA whenever I can get it out there. So this really works as well. So I mean, I'm also thinking about this. Enters or attacks, you can sacrifice another creature. You put 2 +1/+1 counters on Hey Bye. And then when it leaves the battlefield, you put those counters on any creature you control. So I mean, this card is also on my mind as far as like what I could swap in. But the problem I'm having is, what do I take out? What do I take out to put it in? I mean, I could do 2 of these and 2 Caesareans, or I could do 2 of these and 2 Judys. Because I mean, the thing about the Judy is, you want it in your hand, so you do want 4. But once it's on the board, it makes itself over and over and over again. You know what I mean? Like, so it requires a board wipe to get rid of the Judys. But you know what I mean? Like, you kind of want to have 4 of them so that you can guarantee you get it. But then this Hey Bye is just so good. I don't know. Yeah, well, that's the thing, is that the tutors are in there to get the thrones, really. I haven't seemed to have an issue getting the Vipers because I got 4 of them, right? I guess I could take 2 Vipers out, right? And then just... But then you kind of have to luck out on either the Viper or the Throne, right? Like, you got to kind of luck out on one and then tutor for the other. So I mean, I don't really want to take any of the 4 Vipers out because they're kind of they're the star of the show. They're the win con. So I don't want to get far. I mean, that's the thing. I want to build around that. I don't want to get away from that. I want to like make that work better. Exactly. So yeah, the Judy is really good, but the only thing is that when I've been playing it in MTGA, the Judy hasn't really been the big performer. It's the Hey Bye that's been the real performer. And full disclosure, the skeleton, the reassembling skeleton has also been a real pain for the opponents to deal with, because I always, like I say, I always have something to sack. Because it's cheap, right? I mean, it's only a 1/1, but that's not the point. It's there to be sacked. So, I don't know. I feel like Jar of Eyeballs can go, right? We don't necessarily need it. Here, let's go back to the board here. So this Jar of Eyeballs, I think it can go. It's, like I say, it's a bit slow, right? Like, by the time that you can use it, you've already likely and hopefully done the thing that you're doing. I mean, it does at that point guarantee if you don't have all those cards, you're probably going to grab them, right? Cabal Ritual. Let's see if I remember this one. Yeah, I don't feel like I need to do mana fixing or anything with this deck, because there's not really any big, huge cost creatures. That's not really what I'm going for, right? Yes, I recognize that the Rottenmouth Viper does have a cost of 6, but you're not going to pay 6 to play it. You're just not. You're not going to pay 6 to play it. It would be a waste of the card to pay full price for it. Unless it's the only thing you've got, that's not how you want to play it, right? What you want is to have the roaming throne out there, play the Viper. Hopefully you've got the Parker's camera out there, and then away you go. And hopefully you've sacked 5 things to get that Viper out there for 1 mana. Which one are you removing? Is it the eyeballs I was mentioning? You're saying you'd remove this? I think I'm going to. Yeah, it just, I mean, it would be better if it put them in the graveyard, don't you think? Yeah, I think the eyeballs is going at least into the sideboard for now. And the Ironworks, well, it has the sack effect, and it's a cool card, and it's from the Encyclopedia of Magic set. It's fun to use. I feel like it doesn't really do it. Vampiric Tutor would be great, but I've got tutors. Right, that's what the Shantotos are for. That's what these diabolic intents are for. Right. I guess I could go with 2 more tutors, but yeah, let's see. What do they cost these days? Vampiric Tutor. There, you guys want to see? Yeah, they're a bit pricey. They are just a little bit pricey. Yeah, it's 1 cost and you lose 2 life. Like, it's disgusting, right? But reason I like the Shantoto's Coercion, the Diabolic Intent, is that you sack, right? You sack a creature to activate it, which is great. For this deck, sacking a creature is what you want to do. You could slap a Fake Your Own Death on something, and then Shantoto's Coercion that creature, and then tutor, and you're gonna get everything you want that way. All right, you could. All right, I don't know. There's lots of things you could do. Lots of things you could do with that. But yeah, Vampiric Tutor, obviously one of the best tutors in the game, right? The best being, no. Why am I thinking? What is wrong with me? Why can't I think about it? Oh God, Demonic Tutor. That's the one. Hard to beat demonic Tutor. I mean, there's no downside to Demonic Tutor. But see, that's why I really like the Diabolic Intent, is because essentially it's Demonic Tutor with a sack, right? And so you can see the sack as a downside, or you can see it as a useful way to utilize the other cards in your deck. Yeah. The downside is that it's $70. Although, look at this one. This one's really nice. That's a really nice one, right? What do you guys think of the new one? I missed out on that set. What do you guys think of this new one? A lot of people don't like the art. $75. So it's one of the higher cost ones, but then of course there's this old guy right here. You know, just a quick little $770 card, right? Just a small cost on that one. That's very cool. Very cool. It does. I think it's very Diablo-like. You're right. Yeah, the retro borders, the retro black borders are the best. A lot of people like the white borders. I'm not a big fan. I've never been a huge fan of the white borders. I find the black borders are the best. And it just kind of looks odd, because, I mean, if you're playing with a few white border cards, it just kind of looks a little odd. It throws me off a little bit. Exactly, Snoop. They're really cool if every card is a white border. But we all know how expensive it is to build a deck like that. Right? It's, yeah, it's not cheap. Yeah, oof is right, Resborg. It's an expensive card. Yeah, it is. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that the best tutor is demonic, or do you think that it's the vampiric? The soulstone would be good too. I'm not gonna lie. Unfortunately, I did not pull a soulstone. Our friend Shomanucci did. I was really hoping for a soulstone, to be honest. I might just have to buy one, but they're expensive. It's such a good card. Yeah, it's a great card. I would love to have a soulstone. But I don't know, you guys. I just bought a roaming throne, a foil roaming throne, so I'm not really in the market to spend a bunch of money on another expensive card. I mean, this is enough for now, don't you think? For now? Like, who wants... I don't want to have to trade in this beauty. This little enduring courage right here. Exactly, Snoop. You gotta counter the card that they tutor. Because then both of those cards are gone. Dun 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 dun. That is how you do it. 100%. Snoop knows his stuff. Snoop actually, I think, is one of the more knowledgeable interaction players that I know. He's got some really cool decks. You guys have seen. Sometimes he's on there on Twitch doing deck tech. He shows you his commander decks, and they are nasty. Yeah, very nasty. You should check out, if you haven't already, check out. I think he's called Snoop DG64 on Twitch. So yeah, go check him out. He's awesome. Hey, you know what's nice? Haven't been called out to work. Yeah, we've been here for a little while now. You guys have been going. It's like an hour and a half now. Should we do a Uno Mas? Should we do a Uno Mas, or should we, like... I don't know. I don't think I'm going to really change much more than I already have. But I think we're going to wrap it up. So just to kind of review... Creature-wise, we got two costs. These skeletons. And then the Judies are our 2-cost creatures. Then we got a whole slew of 3-cost creatures, right? We got the Suzerains. They're important to the Grift. We got, might as well show the card. We got Sephiroth, who is, you know, kind of like the Suzerains in his own way, right? And he has card draw involved too. And if you manage to, very easily in this case, upgrade him, you get the emblem for the rest of the game too. So yeah, I think that the Sephiroth is not going anywhere, so we get that in there for him. And then we got the 4 Rottenmouth Vipers. I feel like the flavor, Sephiroth and the giant snakes, right? Like, I know you can get the Midgar Zolom, but I think these giant snakes work just as well, right? You think that the Sephiroth was the best pull? Maybe. I don't know. And then the Trebuchets. They're all really good. I'd love to have the Heibai, and I'd love to have that Plunderer. But what do you take out? What do you take out? We got the 2 Roaming Thrones. I could take this guy out because he's not fully on board, right? Like, it still works a lot like similar, and it's just a nasty thing to bring out and then start milling people too. It's like a punishment. I feel like I could play this if, like, on turn 5 they've just like used so much interaction on me and all my stuff has been like countered or removed. I could play the Golbez on turn 5 and just torture them with mill their cards, and torture them with this. Be like, this will be my punishment if they don't let my stuff stay on the board. Exactly. And it's also when things are removed from the graveyard too. And it's not just my stuff, right? Like, there's a lot of stuff people are doing that remove things from the graveyard. It would also proc on that. So I think that Resborg is right, that you could definitely do more with that, like with that interaction. But I feel like that would be moving in a different direction, in a different way. The Arden, I think, is good, but now that I've got the second Shantotos, I don't know if I really need him. But again, it's like, this is really good for drawing the removal, right? Because you see this go down on the board, and it's like, oh, you don't want it to make it to the next turn. That's just a tutor waiting to happen, right? And you're going to attack with him, because you're going to tutor, even if it's going to get blocked and killed. You're still going to want to tutor with this guy, right? So they know, and this will draw removal, right? So it's not like the win con, it's not like imperative. But if it happens to stay, it does a really good job of what you want it to do. And if you can use it more than once, oh my god, right? It might be drawing player removal. You might be right, Snoop. So far as things that aren't really necessary, I guess the Phyrexian Arena isn't really necessary. I just really kind of want that card draw, and since I'm going to be gaining life from the Suzerains, it kind of makes sense to have it in there. And then the Phyrexian Altar, because it's any color, it is kind of more useful in other decks, multicolored decks, but it's still, I mean, again, it's like you can sacrifice something, right? If you need to sacrifice something, you don't have any other way to do it, this can do it for you. Yeah, for sure. But you know what, though, Snoop? What I'm getting at is I think I could probably use this, put this to better use in a different deck, right? Like, I don't think it necessarily is the be-all and end-all for this deck. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this would do better in a deck more like what I was talking about before, where you can add haste and stuff like that. But for now, it's gonna stay in, and then. Soul Ring, again, not necessary. You know, it's not necessary. It's just in there because it's cool. I was thinking about sending this one to Snoop, though. And we got Corrupted Conviction. The Village Rites is basically the exact same thing. Card draw, right? Card draw, a little bit of ramp. I don't think I need the ramp. But again, like, this isn't bad to have in there if I'm going to go with a few less lands. Then having this in there kind of makes up for that too, right? So, anyway, that's enough of this. Let's pack up this deck and do an Uno Mas and close out the show for the night because it's starting to get late and I've kept you guys long enough. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this long, you guys. It's an honor. It really is. It's an honor and a privilege to have such excellent and admirable hobbits watching my stream. I know less than half of you half as well as I'd like, and I like less than half of you half as well as you deserve. Oh, God.
Yes, we need it. We need it, precious. Give it to us raw and wriggling.
There you go. A little. I like my Gollum impression. I think it's pretty good. What do you guys think? Is that all right? Was that okay? You know, I like to give. It's what I do. And then I take a little in return. So, what do you guys think we should open? You know, there's still this. I don't want it to end. This box was expensive. You know, this was an expensive ass box. And I don't want it to end. But at some point, we've gotta get rid of this. It's such a good set. It's such a good set. I want to buy another box because I've got a binder for it now, and I'm like, okay, eventually I'm gonna collect them all. Yeah, I think you're right, Snoop. Like, it's nice to look at it. We're gonna hang on to it. We're gonna hang on to it as long as we can. So we did a 2021. We did 2021. Maybe we should do a more modern. No, not Modern Horizons. But we'll do the Outlaw of Thunder Junction, the search for Bristly Bill. Okay? Now, let me just adjust this back now. The search for Bristly Bill continues. Outlaws of Thunder Junction, the best of draft and set boosters, which is BS. But you know, still, I think that the play boosters are pretty good. I do. I think they're pretty good. Are they better than set boosters? I don't think so, but they're good. They're good enough. Thunder Salvo. Yeah, that's all right. Free Strider Commando. You see this all the time. It's a very common. Ooh, Desperate Bloodseeker. 2/2 for 2 lifelink. Little vampire action. Target player mills 2 cards. See, this would work well with some of the ideas you were thinking about there, Resborg. Mana Drain, yeah. Loan Shark. This one always makes me giggle, man. It's literally a loan shark. It kills me. It kills me. And we got Vengeful Townsfolk. Got their auto crossbows. Look at this guy's. This guy's crossbow is so small. Like, come on, somebody get this guy a proper crossbow. What is he, part of the crew? But he's like the one guy that's like, man, just give him that one. He's no good with it anyway. Just give him the tiny one. Look at this tiny little crossbow. I mean, maybe he's got that just in case the Bloomborough crew comes along and he's gonna go after the offspring. Oh my god. Oh yeah, when creatures die, +1/+1. That's not bad. The Noisy Cricket. Yeah, nice callback. The Noisy Cricket, man. That's the men in. That's the men in. Patient Naturalist. Yeah, this is okay. This card's okay. Rodeo Pyromancers. Yeah. I mean, it helps you keep going, right? Lassoed by the Law. That's the lasso from the lasso card that taps creatures. Look, it's tapping a creature right now. Yeah, the Mana Drain. Yeah, it's in the Prosperity postcards, which is kind of like it's like the bonus sheet for the set, right? It's got the reprints. Yeah, that one's all right. Gold Rush. Is that Asmongold Rush? It kind of looks like Asmongold. Wrong hair. But Asmongold Rush. Create a treasure token until the end of turn. One target creature gets +2/+2 for each treasure token you control. That could be despicable. Like, imagine you got, what is it, the ancient copper dragon that creates like 10 treasure tokens. So you just get 10 +2/+2s plus the one that you just created. Like you get 11 +2/+2s. Yeah, that could be dangerous. Shackle Slinger. Shackle Slinger. Yes, Moneypenny. I'm a shackle slinger. Yes, I am. Yes, indeed. Shaken, not stirred. Shackle Slinger. Human soldier. I'm a shackle slinging human soldier. Yes, indeed. High noon. I used to be high at noon. Yeah, now I don't touch the stuff anymore, but much respect for it. High noon is a 2-cost enchantment. Each player can't cast more than one spell each turn. This is so limiting. Right? And then you can pay 5, sacrifice high noon, it deals 5 damage to any target. But I mean, you're playing it for that. You're playing it to limit those blue players. I mean, that's nice too, but like, when you think about it, they can only play 1 removal spell on your turn rather than the 7 or 8 that blue players usually cast on you. Oh, weak? What, this card is weak? It's okay. It's so limiting though. Void Slime. Speaking of Prosperity Post, Void Slime. It's an instant rare counter target spell. Speaking of counters, it's 2 blue and a green. So it's kind of an expensive counter. You can do activated abilities or triggered abilities as well. So I mean, it's versatile. And look at that art though. That art is really cool. Yeah, you're right, Resborg. There are. Yeah, opponents can only cast 1. Yeah, but I don't think they're white spells though, aren't they? I think it's a blue enchantment that you're talking about. Anyway, Void Slime. That's all right. Oh, we got a 3rd rare. Wily Duke. Aaron Hero. Human Ranger. Has he got? I mean, that kind of looks like the sword from Halo, but it's not, is it? Is that the sword from Halo he's got there? No, it's like a gun of some kind. Vigilance. Whenever Wily Duke Atten Hero becomes tapped, you gain 1 life and draw a card. Oh, that's pretty good. It's a 4/2 for 3. That's pretty good. Hey, that's card of the day material. We still have that other one though, so I'll put that up there. And then we got, oh, a nice full art foil mount, and that's a beauty. I'll take that any day of the week. Yes, please. And then we got sheep. Hey, you bad boy. Check out that sheep. I'm telling you right now, Snoop, it's not stuck in the fence. Get away. Back away. Back away from the sheep. All right? That's right. Sheep token, card of the day. I can't do it. I can't. It's pretty funny though. Like, look at this. Look at this sheep. What do you think is on that sheep's mind? Like he's running from something gross. Like, did he taste something bad and he's running? This is a chunky sheep. It looks like a muscular sheep almost though, hey? He's a gym bro. Alright. So, I mean, the Void Slime's cool, but I don't think it's card of the day. The High Noon is lackluster. Definitely not card of the day. I mean, I don't think I'd play it anyway. These are your 2 cards, really, that kind of make some sense. And for me, I'm definitely leaning to the Liliana's standard bearer. This kind of Wily Duke is kind of neat, but I don't think it's any kind of a chase card or anything. But well, we all know you're gonna choose the Lilianas, but I mean, I think I'm gonna choose the Lilianas just because it's a powerful card, right? I mean, draw X cards where X is the number of creatures that died under your control this turn. I mean, I could even put that in the Rottenmouth Viper deck and it would work, right? Like if you had an extra, like depending on how much mana you have. This is where the Dark Ritual would come in handy, Resborg, is if I wanted to add this to that deck, it would give me that extra 3 mana that I need, to then draw X cards, where X would probably be like 5 or 6, right? And on like turn 5, 6, or 7, drawing, 5 or 6 cards is going to be huge. But yeah, card of the day, Liliana's standard bearer. There you have it. All right, you guys. Well, thanks so much for joining me here. This has been another wonderful episode of Smith Stack Pack a Day Habit. Your host, Adam, here in the studio, kicking it live as we do every single day at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Check us out. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon so that you get notified when I'm coming on. Then you won't miss any of the awesome action or hanging out with all these cool people here that I so enjoy hanging out with. You guys are super awesome. And just before we go, I got one more thing for you. Who's here? Abby. Say hi. She came to say hello. Okay, she heard you guys were in town, and she thought she'd come and say hello. What do you say, Abby? She's kind of camera shy, you guys. She's never really loved the camera. Abby, look up here. Oh, there's a pretty girl. There she is. Well, there you go, you guys. Hope you had a great time. I sure did. It's been fun chatting decks, pulling packs, and hanging out with y'all. I'll see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Take care, y'all. Bye-bye now.